So let's talk pumpkin magic. I'm having so much fun with this one. Super limited edition starts now. Today is the 14th of October for 3 weeks. It's a Halloween special. I could end it on Halloween, but hey, paydays and things. Let's run it a couple more days, give it till bonfire night. Seems reasonable. So you've got until the 5th, 3 weeks to buy this, to purchase. The pre-orders are on. And if you haven't seen one of the other videos, what is it? So this is our Grand Classic pedal, but with some of the parts subtly randomized. So the pedal is going to sound like a Grand Classic. It's, you know what you're buying, you're not going to get something that's wildly different, but what you are going to get is something that's utterly unique. Because much like pedals used to be back in the vintage days, the bad old days, when parts values varied a little bit from batch to batch, we are simulating that by varying the parts in our pedals randomly. This is super cool. This means there are over 30 million possible combinations of pedal. So everyone gets a different pedal. Everyone. But the circuit is the same in each pedal. The basic structure is the same in each pedal. So what changes are slight differences. One pedal is going to saturate a little more than the next, and the next one's going to have a little tighter, brighter feel to it. Another one's going to be a touch dirtier around the mid-range. Another one's going to be a little cleaner there. With the controls, one treble control, the stalk control, is going to run slightly higher on frequencies, and the other's going to be a little more presency. Another one with the body control, the mid-range control, is all different. That's a little bit of a wider variety. It goes almost from an American mid to a British mid. It's chaos. When you buy into one of these, you don't really know what you're getting, but I promise you're getting something amazing and utterly unique. Same with the rock and bite controls. The rock control is effectively a kind of bass boost, and the amount and frequency of that subtly varies from pedal to pedal. They're all going to be in the ballpark. They're all going to sound like a big fat bass boost. But some are going to sound a little deeper, some are going to sound a little more aggressive, some are going to sound a little subtle, smoother, very slightly. And I think this is a really cool idea. I mean, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's a bit of a gamble. It's an experiment. It's a piece of my ADHD brain madness going on. I just want to do this. So we're going to vary the all-important, what I'm calling the amp control, the girth control. It's all pumpkin themed. It's Halloween. So that the frequencies at the ends of that vary slightly. We're going to change those frequencies. It's all going to be subtly different. We're going to change the EQ controls. We're going to change the shift controls. We're also going to change the gain stage a little. That's probably the most exciting. So when we build a gain stage in a pedal, now this is a cascading gain system. So in a simpler pedal, you just have some clipping diodes. But in ours, we have all sorts of different things going on. We have gain and more gain. So at each stage, how you do it changes the pedal. So if you roll off the bass on the way in, it tends to make the pedal crunchier and tighter. And if you increase the bass on the way in, it tends to make it more saturated and sludgy. And what you would normally do is counteract that on the way in. So you might increase the treble on the way in a bit, decrease the bass, makes it tighter, and on the way out you fix that, put some bass back in, take some treble out. So we're going to keep that basic structure, but we're going to have these. I always go from right to left, just because every guitar pedal goes from right to left. By the way, sorry about this. What you do, you plug it on the right, come out on the left. It's because you jack on the right, on a regular-handed guitar is usually on the right, so it all makes sense. Anyway, so like the syrup is the initial input, the saturation. Normally, what we do here is take out quite a lot of bass and make it mid-rangey. But in this case, we could have a little bit more saturation or a little less. Clarity 1, now that's after your first gain stage. It cleans up your signal a little bit. It gives you, you're going to have more sparkle or more thickness. What I've called liquid, because I didn't know what else to call that one. That's the real gain stage. That's where it's all happening. That's the hardcore clipping happening there. And that's going to really change your pedal a little bit from like a shred machine to a sort of more blues vibe. But I say really, but it's not. They're going to sound similar, but it's just going to have like a hint. It's like a seasoning. So you're going to have that sort of Grand Classic pedal with a hint of seasoning. So your Grand Classic could just be a little bit alive, a little bit more open, or it could be a little bit warmer, a little more syrupy, just very, very slightly, like half a decibel. And then the edge really is the final cleanup stage, and it takes out some of the harshness. And that's going to take out the harshness no matter what. But in this case, it's going to take out more harshness maybe, or the way I've dialed that one, because it's all important, is when we roll our 6-sided dice, If you get a 6, you're going to hit just a touch more harshness. If you get a 5, you're pretty much the same. Actually, just the same, because it's possible to get the same on any of these. A 5 is the same, and then a 4, 3, 2, 1 are like more and more harshness being removed, making the pedal richer and sweeter. So it's a super exciting thing. There is an element of gambling and risk in this. I could throw this out to you as where you pick your options, but honestly, you'd still be gambling because you don't know what on earth. What on earth do you want 4 or 5 in your stalk, sir? Madam, how much rot do you need in your pedal? So, I mean, you're not going to know what this does till you get it anyway. So let's make it fun and roll some dice. Yeah, I hope you get behind it. I'm only going to run this for 3 weeks. There's going to be custom art. Now, you're going to see that as I go along. It gives me something to do over the 3 weeks. The way this goes is I'm going to talk about this a lot. I can't really show you sound samples, but I might play the Grand Classic at you to remind you. And I'm going to show you the drawings as we go along now. Because the design is in place, the values are in place, everything's there. I'm going to use the same circuit boards as the Grand Classic, so you're not actually waiting for anything. There's no wait time on this other than me making them, because I'm literally going to make pedals and then put different value parts in. The circuit stays the same, so we're reusing the same boards, the same pots, the same controls. We're having an orange enclosure, of course, because it's Halloween. And yeah, so I say they'll be rapidly shipped out. You're not waiting around for this. Plus, I need to get onto my next project. Because as soon as I've got this out of the way, I'm working on the new quad screamer, the Otherworld in the background quietly. So the idea is to get this out for now for October. November we're looking at the Otherworld, and I've got something special lined up for December. You know, something to roll in the new year, which will be super exciting too. So yeah, please support this random limited edition madness. I think it's be so cool, and you'll have something that's utterly unique. Latest.